Welcome to South Carolina's premier tailgate show, Gameday in the Carolinas, broadcasting from the spacious tailgate of the Community Broadcasters Complex on the PD's 96.3 FM, Sumter's WDXY 105.9 FM, and on Facebook Live. Join Matt and Woody on the tailgate by calling 843-407-5812. And now, your party hosts, Woody Fagan and Matt Jordan.
Good morning. We are live on the radio, on Facebook, and on YouTube now.
Yeah.
We're on YouTube, baby.
So you can catch us wherever you are now between Facebook and YouTube.
That's right. You can go to youtube.com/@Gameday, the little @ sign.
Okay.
Game Day in the Carolinas. One word. Game Day in the Carolinas. So there you go. I'm Matt. He's Woody. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
And the phone number, 843-407-5812. And just to head off some of you prank callers out there, no, we just don't even try it. We'll humiliate you.
Oh, okay. Was it because of my appearance this morning on the other talk show? Brief appearance?
Well, we're not going to be talking about laser pointers and all that other fun stuff y'all were talking. I don't even know what y'all were talking about.
Just politics, period.
Oh, no, we've banned politics on the show.
Exactly. That's why it's on the other channel.
That's why it's on the other show. Yeah. There we go. But a boatload of festivities this morning, as we will be talking about Clemson exiting the ACC tournament.
Yeah.
Last night, again, you get down. Well, they got down 15, I think it was at one time. But I'll tell you right now, I think Louisville might be the most dangerous team going into the tournament.
They certainly looked like they had it together.
Absolutely.
They had to get over Clemson.
Well, they got to play Duke without Cooper Flag.
Yeah, and look at Duke's resurgence.
Yeah. Well, that was the one thing about Duke, because I was sitting there thinking about that. When you heard Cooper Flag's injuries, the first thing was, oh, well, there goes Duke.
Yeah.
But then you get a mediocre, let's just be honest, they played a mediocre North Carolina team yesterday, who will make the tournament, by the way, at the expense of the SEC.
Probably.
Because I think either Texas or Oklahoma is going to be knocked out thanks to...
You listen to the announcers talking about it. It's another one of those things, it's a blue blood name.
Right.
Name's got to be there. They got to be there. They're always there.
Always there, yeah. But, I think Hubert Davis has done enough to, he'll get the Mike Young treatment.
I was surprised when I looked at that score this morning because I watched the first half, and I'm like, God, I got plenty. I could go watch paint dry and watch this because it was a complete exhibition of Duke basketball in the first half.
You said something off the air that I thought was very, very, very poignant.
Wow.
Duke looked fired up after Cooper Flag because you were right. You watched Duke for most of the year, and if Cooper Flag was held in check like he was at Little John, Duke loses.
Yep.
Everything was going through Cooper Flag. And last night, I think you pointed it out right. Duke realized, oh, crap, we're a team.
Yeah, we have to play too.
Yeah.
That injury, when he went down, they came back out and looked better than they did when Flag was in the game. And I think they've looked better in the last two games than they have in the prior four coming in.
Bingo.
So instead of sitting around watching and waiting on Cooper to do everything, now these other guys are having to step up. And they're not bad players either. So you could see a dangerous Duke team now entering the tournament if you can add your blue chipper back to the starting lineup.
And with an ankle.
Even a hobbled Cooper Flag, will they slow down to wait on Cooper to do it all? Or are they going to pick it up and try to contribute?
I think that's the problem with an ankle injury is you don't know. I mean, it's true. You don't know what you're going to get. Or how it's going to feel, that sort of thing. Those things are a pain in the butt, and they hurt worse. I'd rather break a bone than deal with a sprain ankle.
It just never goes away.
Right. But it'll be Louisville and Duke today for the ACC, or tonight, I should say, for the ACC championship. And I'm with Brad Brownell. I agree with Brad Brownell. There should be no game starting on the East Coast. If you're going to be in Charlotte, North Carolina, there should be no game starting at 9:30 at night.
I agree.
That was ridiculous.
I don't disagree with that.
I think there is something, and it's something I've thought about with South Carolina's women's team. You can practice all you want. Cardio is not the issue I'm going to bring up here. You can practice all you want, but you get done at 9:30, right? Or you start at 9:30. So you're done about 11:30, midnight. You go home, you get your 8 hours. So it's about 8:15 in the morning when you're up. Then you realize you have 13 hours where you do nothing.
Well, you have to do your walkthroughs and your stretches, and they'll do some shooting around. I'm sure they'll get together, but
mentally.
Yeah, mentally it wears on you.
Yeah. And that's what I don't like about the Power Four and the women's doing their tournaments because the women and the men are exact opposites.
Mm-hmm.
Usually the mid-majors have their tournament 2 weeks before the NCAA tournament does. But on the women's side, it's the Power Four. And you sit around and you're not playing a game for 2 weeks. You can't. It's almost like you're not engaged for 2 weeks. As a coach, I would not understand how you would keep your team engaged mentally ready. Because you can run suicides and you can do anything you want. You can make them go in and shoot 1,000 3-pointers a day, 1,000 free throws a day.
I don't need to be practicing free throws is what I was going to say.
But nothing, I hear this all the time when an athlete is injured for a long time. You can throw, like in baseball, you can throw all the simulated games you want. But there's something different between extended, something like extended spring training and an actual game.
Well, you look at how the game has changed for the individual players playing and how they're playing the game now. You got more one-on-one athlete to own athlete, mano a mano, at one another now than anything. Whereas one of the things I think that's been noticeably lacking, not just from like South Carolina's team this year, but a lot of North Carolina's the same way. And all of them, ball movement is not at a premium anymore. You beat a defense by moving the ball, and they don't move the ball. They'll give it. I watched that point guard from North Carolina dribble into traffic 47 times and have his pocket picked, 45 out of 47 times if he didn't throw an errant pass. There's no premium anymore on passing.
No,
they don't practice that. Apparently, they just assume at this point in the game they know how to make a perfect pass, and they don't. You see so many one-handed passes where they come out of a dribble, trying to sling it from the side or jump out of bounds. I saw South Carolina try to throw one the other day where the guy jumps, out toward the baseline like he's going out of bounds and tries to sling one underneath the basket on a rope, to a guy on the other corner. You just can't do that.
And
they don't teach ball movement anymore, apparently.
And people, please don't think I'm giving excuses to Clemson for why they lost last night. I mean, Clemson's had some issues on offense this year, and B, that would be denigrating how good Louisville is.
Well, I agree.
Louisville's a good team.
I just miss certain facets of the game. I like watching great ball movement.
Absolutely.
And you just don't see it. And that's how you wear that defense out.
Mm-hmm.
But right now they just beat on one another.
Right.
And you just see a lot more injury, I think, because of that.
I just, again, and I'll say this, all four teams that played yesterday are going to make the NCAA tournament for the ACC.
Yeah.
And
they will.
And I'll say this right now, to Greg Sankey, it's going to be at the expense of one of your SEC teams. You can sit there all you want and say, well, 14's justified. No, 14's not justified, first of all. But I think when it comes down, whether it's Texas or whether it's Oklahoma, North Carolina's just going to win out. That's just how it, that what do they call it? That's just how it be.
Yeah. That's how it be sometimes.
Yeah. It's just, dude, I'm sorry. The front of the jersey does matter in certain cases, and it's going to matter when Texas or Oklahoma is left out. And by the way, I think if you're in the bottom half of your conference, you probably shouldn't even be considered for the NCAA. I don't care how good your conference is. If you have a losing record in conference, you should probably not be considered for the NCAA tournament.
Well, if you win your tournament, the conference tournament, you go.
Well, that's
the only way.
Yeah, that's the only way. But if you have a losing record in your conference, you should, go to the NIT. This is why I don't like 72 teams.
Yeah.
Because, and I heard, who was it, Brett Yormark was out saying that this week. 72 teams is just a perfect number. You know how many times I've heard that in my life? 64 teams is just the perfect number. 68 teams is just the perfect number.
Well, I mean, college football. I mean, we just had the other championship. Now all of a sudden we moved to 12.
We're going to 12. Now we're going to 16, and now we're
we're already talking 22 teams, and we just finished 8. It's just it's human nature, and really of course, how much money can they make?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find. I know there's been a couple. How many tickets do we have punched already, based on standings?
Almost all the mid majors are in, are done. I do know that much. It's now we're down to the big boys today. I think the ACC championship is today, and the SEC is at noon, I think, tomorrow, and then the Big Ten is at 3:00. Which, let me tell you something right now. All right, you know what really grinds my gears is the Big Ten playing their championship game at 3:00. Woody, when are the brackets due?
Don't they do around noon?
5:50.
At 5?
5:55.
I thought it was earlier than that.
No, 5:55 on Sunday. Is because you got to turn them in about 5 minutes early to CBS so they can get the graphics and all that other, all that other good fun garbage going. What if there is a team that wouldn't make the tournament otherwise, but it's in the finals of the Big Ten championship, and the game goes into overtime? Could you imagine being in that committee room?
No.
I couldn't either, because it's like,
I don't want to be part of any of that. I mean, I honestly, even though I sit there and criticize them, it's just one of those things I just really don't want to do.
No.
I don't, I admire the fact that some of these folks are willing to make a decision like that and stick with it. But
all right, 14 teams have already punched their ticket.
Where did you find that? Because I was doing
right on ESPN.
I was looking there too, and I didn't see it. All right.
The 14 teams is SIU Edwardsville.
Oh yeah, been following them all year.
Yep. High Point.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. High Point's gonna be a dominant team in the Big South for the longest time, and I didn't get a chance to say this because it was High Point Winthrop last Saturday in the Big South tournament final. By the way, both men and women. That was the match.
That's impressive.
I'm very happy, and I am very happy as a Winthrop fan to be back in the finals. I think that's where we belong. Is in the final of the Big South every year. For the women's team, though, that's like the first time in a decade we've had a winning record. Winthrop's had a winning record in women's basketball.
Wow.
So I'm very happy to see the Eagles back. Lipscomb, Drake, Omaha. How about Wofford?
Yeah, I knew Wofford had punched.
Wofford punched their ticket over
Furman.
Yep.
Boy, those guys were talking some trash in that game. I watched it. Man, there was a lot of gestures and signs and trash talking going on and pounding over the chest.
Ain't nothing like a local rivalry, ain't it?
My goodness.
Troy won the stupidest tournament. Did you see that? Did you see the Sun Belts tournament?
I didn't watch the Sun Belt tournament.
It's a bowling tournament.
Oh.
And so if you were like the 14th seed, you would have to win 7 games in 7 days to win that tournament.
My goodness.
But if you're the 1 seed, you only have to win 4.
It doesn't seem right. But, you did the work during the season.
Well,
I mean, that prevents the team that's under 500 really from.
Well, see, that's what I don't. Okay. As a fan of a team in a one-bid league, I'm pretty much for the way the Ivy League does their tournament. You just take your top 4 teams. That way you've protected your higher seeds. Just take your top 4 teams. I mean, that's just St. Francis of Pennsylvania made it. You've heard of them before. I mean, quarterback and a wide receiver came from there.
Yeah.
To South Carolina. Robert Morris.
Yep, heard of them.
UNC Wilmington.
Go ahead.
Won the Colonial.
The Hawks.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, not the Colonial anymore. They're the Coastal Athletic Association.
Yep.
They beat Charleston.
Yeah, that was a pretty good game too.
Yep. Gonzaga takes the WCC belt to the Pac-12.
Yeah. Imagine that.
McNeese is in.
Good.
They're not McNeese State anymore. They're just McNeese.
Just McNeese.
Yeah. American won the Patriot League. And Montana.
Huh.
The Grizzle. The
Grizz.
Grizzle are in the tournament.
Did the Bonnies, are they going to make it? Or are they out? I see I've got highlights here for them against VCU.
The Atlantic 10. I think somebody won the Atlantic 10.
Well, I hope so.
I don't think it was.
It wasn't the Bonnies. I'm just asking for our guy, Alec, who we haven't heard from in 100 years.
Yeah. Outside looking, I guess these are just random conferences. They got, I can't.
Well, if they had won already, it would have been listed. So they're playing today.
Mid-majors, A10. Locks, no. Should be in. No work to do. I don't see St. Bonaventure on this list. So.
Okay. There's no worries.
So if you're wondering, by the way, in the SEC, should be in now. They've got Oklahoma as a should be in. Let's see here. They did make the second round of the tournament. Work to do. Texas. I still think Texas is getting bumped for North Carolina. Arkansas. Arkansas, really? Work to do? No.
I think they're done.
Yep. And Vanderbilt.
Done.
Yeah, you're not getting 14 teams, SEC. I'm sorry.
Is Missouri going to make that? Because remember how high they were a month back on Missouri. Missouri was the new national champion there for about 3 minutes.
They'll be a 7 seed.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't really that impressed, but okay.
Yeah, well, I'm not impressed by Missouri either. I think they'll have a quick exit out the tournament as I throw something across the room.
That's all right. Sure stuff to throw.
Yeah. Let's go take a phone call. You got to turn your radio down here. Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
That's all right. Sure stuff to throw.
You got to turn your radio down.
Hello.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Got to turn your radio down.
Yeah, try calling us back. I think you might have some issues going on with your cell phone.
Okay.
It happens.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but like the background gets 100 times louder.
And we need to give a shout out too while we're thinking about it to South Carolina. South Carolina. What am I saying? To the Francis Marion ladies.
Absolutely.
They made the first round of the Division II tournament. It's a big deal. The Southeast Regional. They played last night. They lost in overtime, 89-83 against Columbus State. And oddly enough, I think Francis Marion was ranked above Columbus State.
Yes.
But they played at Columbus State.
Because I think Columbus State had won the conference.
But either way,
Yep.
FMU, great job. Good season. You made the tournament. You got something, a goal set to make it again next year.
Yep.
So.
All right. Good morning. What's your name? Okay.
All right. You told them not to try any prank calls, and there you go.
Yeah. Oh, well, at least it was a hang up, not somebody saying something dirty on the air.
That's true.
All right. We're going to take a break. Come back. I think maybe whoever has the phone issues this morning can try one more time.
Give us a ring.
All right. 843-407-5812. Back in a moment.
At Practical Purpose Solutions, your health and wellness is their priority. Need a quick and convenient solution? Book your telehealth visit today, all from the comfort of your home. Need a DOT physical or sports physical? They are perfect for parents looking to avoid long wait times. If you're looking for quality primary care, insured or uninsured, and with a reliable physician, contact them. Feeling run down? Their concierge hydration service comes to you within 30 miles. Groups are welcome. Whether you're battling fatigue, cold symptoms, or if you just need an energy boost. Even personalized nutrition plans and supplements for skin conditions like eczema and dry skin. Try their medically supervised fat dissolving services for targeted areas like the abdomen or chin. Ready to feel your best? Book your appointment today at practicalpurposesolutions.com or call 843-799-2210. Located at 2011 Second Loop Road, Suite A. Practical Purpose Solutions.
Nothing says tradition like your hometown Piggly Wiggly. Take it from the pig. When it comes to value and freshness, You can't beat Piggly Wiggly. They've been bringing home the bacon for millions of American families for over 100 years. Today, they're one of the best-known and best-loved brands in America. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly today and take home the freshest meats, vegetables, and produce, along with great deals on all your favorite brands. Each week, the Pig features new specials, perfect for your tailgating parties and family mealtime.
Hunting for the best Toyota deal? Come see us at Florence Toyota. We'll beat any other Toyota dealer's offer, or we'll pay you $500 guaranteed. No dealer fees, no payments for 90 days on any new Toyota. Zero down and just $389 a month for a 2025 Tacoma lease, or drive away in a brand new Tundra for only $469 a month, or get up to $8,000 off select new Toyota trucks. Why wait? Head to Florence Toyota, where the deals are always just bigger and just better. Shop 24/7 at FlorenceToyota.com, or come see us at 2300 West Palmetto Street in Florence. See dealer for complete details and specific stock numbers.
Lighthouse Ministries' 25th Annual Barbecue is Monday, March 17th through Friday, March 21st at Holt Brothers Barbecue in Florence. This week-long signature event helps raise funds to help Florence County families who are struggling to meet their basic needs. Tickets are on sale now for $12 a plate with barbecue and sides. Purchase yours now at lighthouseflorence.org/events. Then, starting Monday, March 17th, stop by Holt Brothers Barbecue in Florence and pick up, drive-through, or dine in and enjoy. For more information or tickets, go to lighthouseflorence.org/events.
South Carolina listeners from the Midlands and the PD have saved thousands of dollars on products and services provided by local businesses at carolinasaves.com. 100% of every item on carolinasaves.com is at least 50% off. There's restaurants, health and beauty products, entertainment items, and so much more. It's worth it to check out the website and bookmark it on your device because new items are added every week. Every day, listeners save cash at carolinasaves.com. Go there now, carolinasaves.com.
When car trouble strikes, remember Tim's Auto Pro is here to make your life easier. They offer complete preventative maintenance and full automotive repair on most makes and models, including imports, at rates that won't break the bank. Is your AC on the fritz? They can service it. Need a front-end alignment? They got you covered. Tire pressures monitoring system acting up? Go see them. When life gets busy and car trouble strikes, remember Tim's Auto Pro, the only place to go. 2685 Peach Orchard Road in Dalzell. Online at timsautopro.com.
Need to boost your business with powerful advertising? I'm Flory Kavanaugh, your top media expert at Community Broadcasters across South Carolina. I specialize in creating custom radio and digital marketing strategies that get results. Whether you're looking to build your brand, increase your sales, or grow your audience, I've got you covered. Call the best today. You can reach me at 843-678-9393 extension 236. And let's take your business to the next level. That's 843-678-9393 extension 236. And let's get started.
Getting you ready for the sports weekend. Game day in the Carolinas.
Get down.
That gets you toe tapping regardless, whether you like the song or not.
It's a Saturday morning. By the way, get outside today.
Yeah, well, if you can. I don't know. Are we supposed to have that bad weather coming
Tomorrow.
through? Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Yeah, I know I've got a lot of work to do. I've got some a kennel to fix in my backyard. We've had somebody dump two beautiful dogs and on the road where I live on. If any of y'all are in the neighborhood app, you might have seen me on there, but those dogs have been out there for a week or two. And concerned citizens in the neighborhood have been out there trying to feed them because they were in the woods,
right?
And were absolutely scared to death, would not come to anybody. And so I was going out in the evenings and putting food out and talking to them and trying to coax them to come talk to me, get a little bit closer so I could pet them. Mm-hmm. And after 2 or 3 nights, I rode up that third or fourth night, and they came running up to me in my Jeep like they were expecting me. I was there to pick them up. I was Uber or something, and I got out, and one of them started loving on me, and the other one was kind of skittish, but it was the brother, and it came up. Needless to say, I've got them at my home now in a kennel in the backyard.
You have 2 new dogs.
And I'm trying to find a home for them. They are wonderful, sweet dogs. If you are a responsible human being that loves animals and you got a place in your heart for 2 beautiful, majestic-looking dogs, give a call to the show. We'll set up an interview, because I would love to find them a home. They're wonderful. Yeah. We rescue a lot at my house. My wife has made, 20 years ago, I wouldn't have cared. But I married this aggravating woman, and now she's got me as a protector of all God's living creatures now, and I can't do anything but rescue. So we have 6 dogs at our house right now that we've rescued.
There you go.
And, 4 of them are already pets. But either way, these other 2, if I wind up keeping them, I keep them. Because I'm going to be honest with you. Nobody's coming in my backyard with those 2 dogs trotting around. I can tell you that.
Oh.
They look gruesome, but they're not. They're not cut up. They're not scarred. They haven't been fighting or anything like that at all. They're sweet. They get along with other dogs just fine.
That's the thing about, we always talk about those types of dogs like pits and Dobermans and things like they look like they're the meanest dog in the world, but no, the truth of the matter is the most loving, caring dogs in the world. And if they get in the wrong hands, that's when things go bad.
All they want to do is pet and be loved on, and they like to play. Yeah. And they play a little rough because they're of their size. And I mean, I've only been almost knocked down 2 or 3 times. By them because they're so big and they jump up on you and want love. So yeah, I'm looking for a home for them. Again, 843-407-5812. We'll take your application. We'll set up a meeting and see if you're responsible enough to handle these dogs, because I hate that. I hate the fact that somebody dumped those dogs out in the road.
But please remember, have your dog spayed or neutered.
Absolutely, we do. And I'm taking them to the vet Monday, so I'm gonna have them updated with all the vaccinations and all the stuff they should have. I'm pulling that out of my own pocket, and I usually do. Yeah, because I don't want them. Well, I don't want them making my dog sick either, or whatever. But gorgeous dogs, absolutely sweet as they can be.
Yeah, but yeah, today's a good day for it. Tomorrow, not so much.
Sorry about the segue there.
No, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, that's you have outdoor work to do, and that's all we can think about. But it is game day in the Carolinas. I'm Matt. He's Woody. 843-407-5812. We can keep talking basketball.
Yeah, we can. I mean, we've got
the SEC tournament. But
yeah, and I didn't watch as much as the SEC tournament as I did the ACC.
Well, because you knew the Gamecocks were going to lose.
Well, no, it wasn't that. I mean, I like watching the other teams in there too. I was trying to spread out just a little bit because I know I'm going to be roped into doing 1 or 2 of those big brackets for my wife. Because up at work, they do a $20 bracket challenge or whatever it is, and she doesn't watch it at all. But she'll get a bracket and want to participate and have me fill it out. So I try to watch the other conferences too.
Ain't it funny? People like you and me, we'll watch, 16 straight hours of basketball.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Dig into that. And who do we always lose to, Woody?
The woman that picked them because they had the cutest mascot. Yeah. Oh, she liked the colors.
She liked the colors. That's the person you lose.
They'll make the final every year.
Every year. It never fails.
Yep. I went by mascots. Who would win in a fight between the mascots? And I chose that way. One of these, I might spend the extra money and do one that way. Hey, which mascot would win in a fair fight?
Why not? Apparently Mike Leach did.
Yeah, but how do you judge a billiken against like a tiger or a billiken against I don't know, cardinal?
Here's my thing. This would be my downfall. Somebody will change their mascot to the emu, and I will just automatically put them in the championship game. All right? If you don't know, the best friend sent me another version of the emu war.
Oh, really?
Between Australia and the emus.
Well, you could always get the team, too, the one out in Cal, it's the banana slugs. It could always be those guys.
Yeah.
How do you even go there? But still, it's the cute mascot or the colors that always wins.
And if you're wondering, red. Seriously.
Red.
Red is your best
seems
shot.
To always win.
When it's red versus blue, red wins. I think they said 62% of the time.
Isn't that really weird?
Yeah.
Huh.
We can find weird stuff to talk about. There's this weird betting.
I mean, this is getting into the side bet thing in like Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah. Like, what color is the Gatorade that will be dumped on the head of the coach?
How long's the national anthem? When will it be timed up with the jet flying across? I mean, anything. What was the pilot's mother's maiden name? Yeah. What are the odds? It was Smith. It's stupid stuff.
It really is, but I mean, it's just so. That's the fun part. I'll say this. That's the fun part of gambling.
Yeah.
It's not the whole, are they going to win by 7 points? No, it's.
Will Cutter Wood's shoes be tied in a double knot?
Yeah. Exactly. It's like, how many defensive players will be sitting in front of the cool system?
Yeah. Or maybe in Clemson's case, will the visiting team, will a team be locked out of their locker room at halftime?
Yeah,
there's a side bet for that.
Little story about that last night.
Jeez.
They locked Clemson out of the locker room at halftime.
You had one job. Security has one job.
You know what I think it is? Because we were talking about starting a game at 9:30, and I got it. All right, I understand why you play a game at 9. Well,
What's TV?
Let me rephrase. It's not just TV. Let me rephrase that. When you're playing 4 games a day, I get that one game has to start at around 9:30. I understand because you're playing noon to, then you take a break to clear the arena for an hour, and then you're playing. Well, I mean, even still, you could do 4 and 4 and 7.
Yeah,
that sort of thing. But you clear the arena out. I got it. That sort of thing. But you had 2 games yesterday.
Just 2. And you had to start one at 9:30.
Why couldn't Duke, North Carolina start at noon?
I don't know.
Well, because it's your Friday.
Well, because it's Duke in North Carolina.
Yeah, then put Duke, North Carolina late.
They want the prime time eyes on that.
Clemson, Louisville couldn't play at like 4:00.
I guess they could have.
I mean, that wouldn't if you were a TV executive, wouldn't you have done that?
I'd have watched it at 4:00.
Yeah, Clemson, Louisville, 4:00. I mean, you'd have people that would be taking off work an hour early to go watch the game. So you got the sports bar crowd. The sports bars would have loved that 4:00 yesterday. Now get it. It's Friday. Who really cares? You don't have to go to work tomorrow. Well, I do.
Yeah.
I have to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But there's no reason why, if you only had 2 games, you should be playing a game. And again, I'll say this for the 400th time. I'm not using that as an excuse of why Clemson lost last night. I'm just saying, why are we playing a game at 8:00 at night? You only had 2 games. Play that one at 4, and then you can play Duke, North Carolina at 8, because you know, and I know, that's the game everybody wants to watch. So I have no problem with that game being on in prime time. But there's no reason to make it's like I was saying earlier. There's no reason that a team should end a game at midnight, go home, get their 8 hours of sleep, and then have nothing to do for 12, 13 hours.
I agree with that. That's the worst in a tournament.
Absolutely. And I understand that happens every year. I get it. And next week is going to be the same thing. We'll have 16 straight hours of basketball. But I don't like it. I don't like, especially, like I said, especially when you only had 2 games. And I don't like the fact that the ACC championship game is at 8:00 tonight. Which, again, I get. It's TV. You want to put Cooper Flag on at prime time where everybody can see Cooper Flag. This is driving me crazy. I'm sorry. You want everybody to see Cooper Flag. I got it. Well, here's the thing. Cooper Flag ain't playing today. He's got an ankle injury. And the tournament's a little bit more important, or the NCAA tournament's a little bit more important than the ACC tournament. Anywho, I digress. This is ridiculous. So there will be teams today that will be waiting 13, 14 hours just to play.
Yeah. But, that's, you think about it, though, it kind of preps them, though, for the big tourney. Because, it's the same thing when they hit the... It's unavoidable.
It's the same thing. Oh, by the way, getting back to the Clemson being locked out at the halftime, and I think it did actually play into the 9:30 thing. Because I guarantee you the guy at, what are we calling it now? I don't think it's Time Warner Cable Arena. It's something else. I don't know. Whatever that thing, where the Hornets play at Charlotte. Probably thought, you know what? It's almost midnight. We need to start locking up around here. That sort of thing. And, by force of habit, lock the doors. Forgetting there's a tournament going on.
Exactly. I mean,
oops.
I don't know.
That's just funny. That's just hilarious. They got locked out of their locker room at halftime.
And poor Clemson on that. I mean, I feel for them on that. I mean, they need to take a break. That was a tight game.
Yeah.
They had a lot going on in that game.
That and the late start did not have anything to do with them losing last night. That there was a lethargic offense that took a long time to get going. And, I mean, you put up more of a fight than you did the last time when you had to go to the KFC Yum Center.
Good for KFC. KFC Yum. Yum.
Is that not, or are they calling it now just the Yum Center? I mean,
that's just funny to me. I'm sorry.
Well, KFC doesn't even exist in Kentucky anymore. Well, the restaurants do. I'm just saying. I think they moved their headquarters out of Kentucky. So there's another reason why we can't call them Kentucky Fried Chicken, because their headquarters ain't in Kentucky anymore.
That's true.
which I think is blasphemy. But
that doesn't change the quality of the food.
Colonel Sanders is rolling over in his grave right now. No, it doesn't change. Actually, it's gotten better over the years. But point being, it is going to be Louisville and Duke for the ACC title, the number 1, number 2 seed. And I think everybody today is going to see why Pat Kelsey is probably the best coach in the ACC right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Clemson's still good. John Shire's a great coach. Brad Brownell's a great coach, but I think right now Pat Kelsey might be the best out of all of them. And when he gets Louisville firmly going, that's going to be a daggum tough team to not, especially if North Carolina is going to be down for a little bit, which they're not going to be down forever. This is a chance. This is an opportunity. Getting back to Clemson real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Brownell should be looking at this, going, Kay's gone, Daggum Roy's gone,
mm-hmm.
Leonard Hamilton now is gone, Larinaga's gone, Boeheim's gone. I could run this conference.
Yeah. It's time to create the legendary name for yourself is now.
And that's why if I was Brad Brownell, if I'm offered the Indiana job, I'm not taking it.
How many legendary coaches are kind of left in the ACC? Brownell might be considered legendary now because he's been around that long.
Brad Brownell, now that Leonard Hamilton is gone, Brad Brownell is now the longest tenured coach in the ACC.
Where's that? Didn't I give you a list? Do you still have those of the coaches? Did we save that? Talk about for college basketball. I found a thing this week, and they did a survey online. It was one of those things that popped up. The 10 most hated or 5 most hated coaches in all of college basketball. And that's in order, by the way.
3 of them aren't even coaching, and 2 of them aren't even alive.
Yeah. How about that?
I will go 5-1. John Chaney.
Yep.
The late John Chaney.
And the people disliked him. I mean, I remember him at the time. That was an intense man.
Well, the guy that he yelled, we'll talk about the guy that he yelled at, the most infamous press conference ever. I'll kill you.
I'll kill you.
Coach K is on this list. I could see that. I'd have put Daggum Roy on that list too. Rick Pitino. Not Richard. We can't say Richard Pitino.
And you understand why, Rick. And he's still very active and doing very well. Look at what he has done at St. John's. You got to tip your hat to the guy.
He does, yeah.
And as far as we know, it's all above board.
As far as we know. Well,
as far as we know.
Now it's all legal anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Maybe except the, having the affair in the middle of the restaurant part.
Yeah.
But, I digress. The late Bobby Knight.
Yeah.
Is number 2.
Talk about a polarizing figure. You either loved him or hated him.
You know what? I'm glad, because that's a good segue into this.
There was nobody on the fence with that man.
Yeah.
You either liked him or you didn't.
Which is a good segue into this. Let's get back to Bobby Knight in just a second. But the guy who, because I know a lot of people go, what's number 1? What's number 1? So we'll say number 1 right now. The guy who John Chaney threatened to kill is number 1, John Calipari. But I want to get back to Bobby Knight for a second, because the news came down Thursday afternoon of John Feinstein's passing.
Mm-hmm.
That is one of the best books. And I know Bobby Knight hated John Feinstein for writing Season on the Brink.
I never read that. I should get that and read
it. It is one of the best sports books. Well, I wouldn't even go as far as best sports books. This is one of the best books I've ever read. And Feinstein wrote a lot of great stuff. You can agree or disagree with politics all you want. I know he probably had some politics a lot of people don't like. That's neither here, there, or everywhere. But that was the man you went to when it came. I was called him the conscience of sports at one time.
I don't think it was so much that it was the politics. Bob Knight never changed his politics.
No.
Bob never evolved off the kind of conservative, hard work pays off, nose to the grindstone. None of this coddling of the athlete.
Right.
He would absolutely be. He would have resigned by now if he were still active as a coach, just simply not just because of his age.
He would have never gotten a job.
Well, you're right. He would probably never been hired in the last 15 years.
Well, and he is he was the living embodiment of old school.
Could you imagine what his remarks would be about this paying of the student now? Paying of the college athlete, the money they're paying some of these guys?
There would be expletives that we have never heard before that would come out of that man's mouth. And remember, he was on Game Day for a while.
Yep. Sure was.
He wasn't happy with the way things were going then. I mean, I couldn't imagine. Bobby Knight, if Bobby Knight was coaching at the start of the NIL era, he would have been the first coach to quit.
Bobby Knight, to me, Coach Knight, was that guy that if you've ever been to a river or to a stream and you see that stream's flowing really, really hard and there's that one rock that's kind of sitting in the middle of it, splitting the stream.
That's him.
It's that guy.
Yeah.
Everybody else kind of changed and evolved as society went along. He stayed right where he was.
Well, what I was saying was, though, when it came to John Feinstein, is I'm sure that's why a lot of people didn't like John Feinstein was, I'm not even going to say it was political, but just his views on things. And I did really find him to be more of a conscience of college athletics.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to write that down. John Feinstein. I'm going to get that book.
Yeah.
And what was it called again?
Season on the Brink.
Yeah, I remember it when it came out now.
Yeah. And, well, because, and I'll say this, I think one of the reasons why Bobby Knight didn't like John Feinstein was the fact that when that book came out, that was kind of the beginning of the end.
Yeah, and it didn't seem like people were coming after him to try to set him up. I thought that the board of directors kid there that, where the whole thing started where he called him Bobby and didn't call him Coach Knight. He didn't show him any respect. And, of course, Coach Knight was a big respect guy.
Yes.
But
if you asked a stupid question, he let you know it was a
that
stupid
felt
question.
like a setup to me. It always felt, because that donor did not like Coach Knight.
Yeah. I think there was a couple of things. I'm not going to sit there and go full conspiracy theory into the choke.
Yeah.
But I've had my thoughts over the years about the choke.
But there's not a lot you can do about a chair being tossed about across the court against Purdue either.
No.
So, that's a tough one.
You can't really, there's a lot of things that he did that rubbed people the wrong way. And, I mean, we know why. That's why Bobby Knight was it's almost like that's that one player that you have everybody hates. I can go to hockey for this.
We can go to any one of there's always one on the Duke team that everybody hates.
It's just my way of doing it. Well, okay, that's even probably a better example. Christian Laettner.
Yeah.
I guarantee, because there were a lot of Duke fans that were like, he's an a-hole.
Grayson McCall.
Yep, but he's our a-hole.
Exactly right.
Yeah. That's kind of what Bobby Knight was. I mean, like, you put up with him.
Of course, when you're winning.
When you're winning.
And you're already in the thick of things, and he's got a national championship or two under his belt already. He's bringing talent in, and they're playing.
Yeah.
There's not a lot you can do. Well, I mean, they're not going to say a whole lot about that.
The example I was going to bring up, interesting you brought that part up. The example I was going to bring up was the Avs had a guy named Claude Lemieux. And, I mean, his nickname around the league was Pepe Le Pew.
That can't be good.
Well,
you're named after the skunk.
No, it's not good because he was an agitator.
Yeah.
To put it nicely. And, he had the most infamous hit. Now we're getting nearly 30 years since the hit. When he put Chris Draper in between, because you've been to a hockey game, there's a little stanchion between the two benches.
Yep.
Well, he hit Chris Draper intentionally in between those two stanchions and rearranged his face. Never apologized for it. I actually kind of started laughing about it. But the reason why Avs fans tolerated it was because, number one, that incident happened in the Western Conference Finals. And number two, we won the Stanley Cup.
Jeez. Well, yeah. So you're not going to say a whole lot about that.
No, I mean, if you're a Detroit fan, you hate Claude Lemieux to this day. But, what you going to do, right? I just thought that had popped straight into my head. Since I have no way of getting out of this, we're going to break. The brain apparently doesn't is just trying to find a gear at the moment that ain't there. All right, if you want to call in, 843-407-5812. Back in a moment.
Hey, it's Tony Zach with Mr. Sparky. Our team is available 24/7. We stand ready to help you with any of your electrical emergencies or your electrical upgrades. We install generators, surge protection, help troubleshoot electrical issues, and much more. Our technicians are drug tested and background checked for your safety. Call us or book online. Mr. Sparky, we'll be right over.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
In the heart of South Carolina, where the spirit of celebration thrives, there's a place unlike any other. Mickey Finn's your one-stop party destination with 3 locations, Cashua Drive, Pamplico Highway, and their huge beverage warehouse on Dr. Johnny Bruce Road next to Buc-ee's. Step into a world of endless possibilities where the shelves are filled with the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor, each bottle carrying its own story of flavor and enjoyment. Sign up today for Mickey Finn's customer rewards. Mickey Finn says, "We drink all we can and sell the rest."
This is Robbie Nally from CRW Insurance. Let's face it, insurance needs are typically not on your mind until a loss occurs. Don't wait for that severe storm or auto accident to determine if you have the right coverage. Let us help you prepare today for tomorrow's unexpected. Simply call 803-775-1168 or stop by our Sumter location at 25 East Calhoun Street or our Manning location at 117 South Brook Street to discuss and review your current insurance needs.
Hello, everybody. I am Donnie Daniel with Daniel Wealth Management. In a world of constant change and evolving market, finding a partner you can trust is crucial for financial success. At Daniel Wealth Management, we understand the importance of growth, not just for your investment, but for your future and your legacy you'll leave behind. Our team of experts are dedicated to providing personalized strategies that align with your goals, whether you're planning for retirement, saving for a home, or investing for your children's education. With our tailored approach, we'll help you navigate the complexities of your portfolio and make informed decisions that drive your success. Time is your most valuable asset, and we're here to help you make the most of it. Let us be your guide on the path to financial growth and stability. Visit us at Daniel Wealth Management on Broad Street in Sumter, South Carolina, or call us at 803-774-3121 and schedule an appointment to start your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. Daniel Wealth Management, your partner in growth, your partner in success.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA SIPC.
Are you feeling run down? Struggling to keep up with life's demands? At Practical Purpose Solutions, they're here to help you reset, physically and mentally. Kendra Robinson, family nurse practitioner, and her amazing staff specialize in nutrient infusion therapy, designed to restore your energy and health with up to 100% vitamin absorption. Whether you're battling fatigue, post-cold symptoms, anxiety, or depression, or just need the energy boost, they have the perfect IV infusion for you. From sports recovery to immune support, GI and respiratory recovery, jet lag relief, and even post-surgery aid, their infusions are customized for your specific needs. Or are you looking to enhance your beauty routine, relax and rejuvenate in as little as 45 to 60 minutes? They offer concierge services as well. At Practical Purpose Solutions, book your appointment today at practicalpurposesolutions.com or call 843-799-2210. They're conveniently located at 2011 Second Loop Road, Suite A. Practical Purpose Solutions, where vitality meets convenience.
Trust DPM Property Maintenance for professional landscape design and installs on new and existing properties, commercial and residential. From irrigation system installs and upgrades to stunning outdoor lighting and audio, DPM prioritizes quality over quantity. They never rush through a job, making sure it's done right the first time, every time. Call Tyler Davison today at 843-617-2038 for your free estimate. Find them on Facebook at Davison Property Maintenance, LLC. DPM Davison Property Maintenance, bringing your vision to life with trust and quality.
Voted most likely to annoy. Game Day in the Carolinas.
My girl is banging, she's solo maintenance. Don't need no champagne, popping entertainment. Take her to win.
You know, it's
I'm sorry, I don't
me.
call that music.
It's funny to me. You know, he mentions Wendy's in the song, right? Who used this for advertising for the longest? I think still uses it for the advertising. Applebee's.
Really?
Yeah.
And he talks about Wendy's openly.
Talks about taking his girl to Wendy's, but no, now we got to go to Applebee's. It's like,
well, you know,
which one's the classier?
I don't consider that music. That to me is insulting, but you know.
It's not a good song.
No, it's not. Well, most of that that's coming out that sounds like that to me isn't either. Because, I mean, say what you want. You hear the auto-tune in it. And if you can't even speak without having to use auto-tune, something's wrong.
That's hilarious. We know how to use auto-tune for speaking.
I mean, seriously, if you're that bad with your song, you got to use auto-tune on it, then you're in trouble.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you go listen to that guy in concert, he doesn't sound like that.
Oh, no.
Unless they've got the auto-tune running through their big system. And that does happen.
That might be one of his most popular songs, and I guarantee you he probably buries that like midway through the concert.
Yeah. I would... let's bury those tickets.
It's Walker Hayes, by the way.
I don't even know who it is. So.
For those of you wondering, it's Walker Hayes.
Well, wanted to throw something out there to our listeners because we've got a team that a new organization coming to town, and we've been trying to do something with them as far as doing some promotional work. At least Matt and I have. We've had Coach Duncan on the show, the owner of the South Carolina Ravens, the SC Ravens. They're a professional arena independent association team, the PAIA. They were supposed to have an exhibition game Sunday. I'm not sure why it was called off or canceled. I know there's just a new group, a new team. They've got a team together. I've met the majority of the players. I actually spent a good bit of time with one and was very impressed. He's got a very interesting background and could very well do some play-by-play for us during the fall if he's still around. Mm-hmm. But with all that being said, asking everybody out there, we've got something in the area, not hockey, but it's something similar to it. It's a lot of fun. We've seen other organizations come out and try to do things like this, and it didn't work out so well in the past. It doesn't mean we don't try to get behind them and try to support them because we want them to be successful. I know that Coach Duncan and those have had the players going to our different schools in the area and spending time reading to elementary school kids. They'll take time out of their day to go read a story or two and talk with the kids and hang out and try to be a positive role model and a good influence. And I'm all about that. I think we need more of that. So I'm asking you guys to go out and take a look at the website. It's scravensfb.com. Go look at their website. He's got this set up. Buy a ticket or two. Come see them. Tickets are affordable. It's going to be fast-paced. It's going to be family-oriented. And most of all, it's going to be a lot of fun. And it's something different. I know we've had some of these teams in the area in the past. They go by the typical Arena Football League rules. However, the PAIA made some tweaks and changes to this to make it a little bit more interesting, to provide more opportunities for scoring. And I'll just give you some examples. Touchdowns are worth 6 points. And then, of course, you can kick the traditional extra point from the 10-yard line. That's worth 1 point. Well, actually, it's the starting position. It's on the 5-yard line.
Right.
So you can kick an extra point from the 25-yard line, and it be worth 4 points. If the defense forces a fumble, that's worth a point to the team. A defensive fumble recovery is worth 2 points. Interceptions are worth 2 points. Turnover on downs is worth 3 points for the defense. A safety is worth 6 points. Now, they've got other things that they allow motion, 8 men on each side of the ball. The ball, they don't do any punting or anything like that. The ball's placed at the 5-yard line to start off at each half. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we need to get behind these guys and support them, no matter what anybody says or whatever you hear. And just so you know, I have no axe to grind in this. I make not $1 off of this. They don't advertise in our show. We're friends with the guy. He's been on the air. We've done an interview. Y'all probably heard it a while back because we had him on and he spent a segment with us. He's a super nice guy. He wants to do something nice or something good in the area. He's bringing players in. I think there's a local kid that played at Wilson that's actually signed with the team to play. And I know he's got about everything together. Go check it out. scravensfb.com. I posted on my Facebook page, they've got a season ticket sweepstakes. You can get 4 club level season tickets if you won 4 VIP tickets, dinner for 4 at Chibo, Ravens merchandise. We're trying to do the right thing and get on board with this team and support them the right way because we like our show to be more community oriented. And whenever you're trying to do something positive in the Florence community and our surrounding area, Sumter, and that's just it. It's not just a team for Florence. You'll notice the title doesn't say Florence Ravens. It's SC Ravens football. They want people from Sumter, Columbia, Charleston, the beach, wherever you want to go watch a game like this. We want you to come to the Florence Center and watch this. So please check the website out. buy some tickets, spend the time to come to town. I think we're supposed to have another exhibition lined up for next Sunday. You know, we'll see what happens because this is a young league. So there are going to be maybe a hiccup or two. Things may not always go as smoothly as possible, but the intent is clear. It is a positive thing we're trying to build in this community. So no matter what anybody says, again, I've got nothing in this to make any profit on at all. This is not for our show promotion, anything like that. We just want to see somebody that wants to bring something positive to our area, that wants to be involved in the community, do well. And that's all we can ask for. We need more of that.
I like it.
So, again, scravensfb.com.
There you go. Get on out there.
Appreciate that, Matt.
Support the community. Because I get tired. You know what really grinds my gears?
That's fine.
People here, especially in the PD area, whine and cry about, there's nothing to do.
That's
nothing
true.
to do. There's nothing to do. Well, you tell them, hey, there's that, the other. But that costs money.
Yeah. Well, it costs money to put it on.
And?
You know, it costs money for the movie theaters to open. That's why they charge you a ticket and money for food.
So stop complaining about there's nothing to do. You run these teams off.
Hear people complain, well, I got to drive to Charleston. I got to drive to the beach. I got to go to Columbia. I got to go to Greenville to go somewhere.
Drive to the Florence Center.
Yeah, right here in the Florence Center in our area. We need to come out and support them. They're trying to do something good for the community.
Absolutely.
And again, I don't want to sit back and just say, we've seen this a million times and it never works.
Yep.
Well, it never works because good people don't get behind it. And we've got good people wanting to do things. Good people need to be behind these also.
I agree.
Whether coach comes on or the owner comes on and hangs out with us for 2 hours or buys 1 minute of advertising here, this is a tailgate item for us we want to talk about. We want you to come out and turn out and support them.
Absolutely.
Please.
No, 100%. All right, we're going to go moving over to baseball when we come back.
This is Robbie Nally from CRW Insurance. Let's face it, insurance needs are typically not on your mind until a loss occurs. Don't wait for that severe storm or auto accident to determine if you have the right coverage. Let us help you prepare today for tomorrow's unexpected. Simply call 803-775-1168 or stop by our Sumter location at 25 East Calhoun Street or our Manning location at 117 South Brook Street to discuss and review your current insurance needs.
I'm here with Coach Carter, who just won a game against their biggest rivals. Tell us how you're feeling, Coach.
I'm feeling great. This was a huge win for us tonight, and we couldn't have done it without every single member of the team. It's kind of like FTC's roster of services. Now there's a winning lineup. From internet and wireless to phone, security, and TV, these team players all play a critical role in making FTC your all-in-one technology company.
Now that sounds like a winning combination.
Get in the game with FTC, your all-in-one technology company. Stop by a local FTC store or visit ftc.net.
Are you tired of hearing strange noises coming from your car? Do you need to get your vehicle serviced but don't have time to do it yourself? Look no further than Tim's Auto Pro. Their highly skilled, certified technicians have years of experience and are equipped with the latest tools to get your car running like new again. They offer a variety of services from routine maintenance to major repairs at competitive prices. Don't let car problems stress you out any longer. Tim's Auto Pro, the only place to go. 2685 Peach Orchard Road in Dazzell or online at timsautopro.com.
At Practical Purpose Solutions, your health and wellness is their priority. Need a quick and convenient solution? Book your telehealth visit today, all from the comfort of your home. Need a DOT physical or sports physical? They are perfect for parents looking to avoid long wait times. If you're looking for quality primary care, insured or uninsured, and with a reliable physician, contact them. Feeling run down? Their concierge hydration service comes to you within 30 miles. Groups are welcome. Whether you're battling fatigue, cold symptoms, or if you just need an energy boost. Even personalized nutrition plans and supplements for skin conditions like eczema and dry skin. Try their medically supervised fat dissolving services for targeted areas like the abdomen or chin. Ready to feel your best? Book your appointment today at practicalpurposesolutions.com or call 843-799-2210. Located at 2011 Second Loop Road, Suite A. Practical Purpose Solutions.
Hello, everybody. I am Donnie Daniel with Daniel Wealth Management. In a world of constant change and evolving market, finding a partner you can trust is crucial for financial success. At Daniel Wealth Management, we understand the importance of growth, not just for your investment, but for your future and your legacy you'll leave behind. Our team of experts are dedicated to providing personalized strategies that align with your goals, whether you're planning for retirement, saving for a home, or investing for your children's education. With our tailored approach, we'll help you navigate the complexities of your portfolio and make informed decisions that drive your success. Time is your most valuable asset, and we're here to help you make the most of it. Let us be your guide on the path to financial growth and stability. Visit us at Daniel Wealth Management on Broad Street in Sumter, South Carolina, or call us at 803-774-3121 and schedule an appointment to start your journey towards a brighter tomorrow. Daniel Wealth Management, your partner in growth, your partner in success.
Securities and investment advisory services offered through Osaic Wealth, Inc., member FINRA SIPC.
BenefitsCheckup.org is a free website where people over 60 can see if they qualify to help pay for food, medicine, even utilities. BenefitsCheckup.org helped me get $1,200 a year in benefits. Maybe it can help you.
Not all kids with crooked teeth can afford braces. Luckily, there's donated orthodontic services from the American Association of Orthodontists. Kids who qualify can be matched with a volunteer orthodontist. Visit aaoinfo.org.
WOLH Florence and WDXY Sumter. It's game day in the Carolinas.
I have a strange wanting to go watch Silence of the Lambs right now.
No, I was watching, was in the office working the other day in my office at home, and I keep it TV on, usually keep it on like a news channel or something, not like regular news, more like a business channel while I'm watching the markets and that kind of stuff. And I was flipping around looking for something else just to have in the background, and MTV was actually playing Rock Block. And they did a block for like 5 or 6, 7 videos straight of nothing but Tom Petty. And that was kind of cool. And that's one of my regrets. So, well, I've got a couple when it comes to music.
Mm-hmm.
I had a chance to go see Prince in Atlanta, did not do it.
Ooh.
Regretting that still.
Yeah.
I regret also that I never saw Tom Petty live. He's another one I've really come to appreciate in my old age that was extremely talented.
Yes.
So
I think that's the problem is some of the bands we didn't like when we were kids. And it's kind of like food, isn't it? There's foods we hated as a kid.
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, I have that about 3 times a day.
Yeah. Well, I may not have made that many. I'm still a pizza guy, but yeah, but following like some of the groups, I mean, I've got Bill Matthews and I, good friend who did Hartsville shows with me and stuff, the Hartsville broadcast. You know, we go back and forth sometimes about music, and he's still a big fan of Poison. I listen to Poison now and I'm insulted because it's like bubblegum music to me.
Right.
And I'm looking for the
bands.
deeper lyric.
Yeah.
And I told him the other day, I said, I think Whitesnake was far better than Poison. And I got to look like I'd insulted somebody.
Middle of the night.
And I listened to the lyrics from Whitesnake, and then listened to the lyrics from like Poison or even Motley Crue.
Yeah, Motley Crue, bubblegum.
And it's just kind of like, wow, these songs have deeper lyrics. Coverdale to me was a master.
Yeah.
And I liked his writing, and I still do. So anyway, it's amazing what you'll debate now when you got time on your hands.
Yes.
But Tom Petty is one I wish I'd seen.
It is. No, I'm not laughing because you didn't just. Wow. Yeah. The more you think, you're right. I'm laughing because the more you think about it, it's like you're going, oh, wait a minute. Those lyrics mean something.
Yeah, I should have been thinking a little bit more,
Yeah.
But you weren't at that age. Who was?
No. Too busy trying to get girls.
Exactly. Trying to look cool and get girls.
It's Game Day in the Carolinas. I'm Matt. He's Woody. 843-407-5812. We actually got the legal ID in on time.
Yeah, can you believe it?
I know. It's like, what's going on here? It's a little scary.
Hey, were we going to talk racing at all?
We can talk racing here if you want to.
Yeah, because we need to talk a little bit. We got good race this weekend, but you were telling me in the pre-warm-up show to our radio show that TNT on Amazon has a new exciting feature.
Yeah, Max, TNT Sports and Max started this feature. I believe they started it this year because, some of the races are going to go to Amazon Prime and all that. And that's where I first saw it. You remember back in the day, and I can't remember what On Demand used to call it. But
I think it was like Race Cam or something like that.
Some kind of sports, some kind of race package, like NASCAR Fast Lane or something.
And it was
like that.
crazy price, too.
Yeah.
It was not cheap.
Because they had, what was it, 8 guys? I think it was. You could pick from 8 different drivers, and it would be just their car. You see the telemetry on the screen and all that.
Get it all on your phone.
Well, they've done that. They've brought that back. And we have done a disservice in the first few weeks. For those of you with Max, if you 4 drivers, this is part of what you get when you purchase Max, by the way. You don't have to pay an extra, like the NBA League Pass where you got to pay an extra $160 or Sunday ticket where it's like, what now, $500 something just to get, I'm sorry, $495 if you subscribe to YouTube TV. By the way, that's $495 plus the $75 it costs a month for YouTube TV. But I digress. So this week, Ross Chastain, Ryan Blaney, Noah Gragson, and Riley Hurst are going to be the guys that you get to sit there and watch all day. So if you're a fan of them, you get to listen to their radio, because that's what it is. It's the in-car radio, it's the telemetry, and that's all you get.
No commentary.
No commentary. So you don't get Larry McReynolds running over everything.
It's more multi-view. And they call it multi-view, but that, to me, seems to be really cool. And you pick 4 per week. Now, the only thing I would like to see them do differently, include more drivers. You need more than 4. I mean, it would suit me fine if they suited them all up, but I don't know. You'd have to have one tremendous platform to support all that.
Well, if you got access to all of them, I would love to do this. I think golf gets it right. I really do. When you do the multi-view, especially when it comes to the Masters. Now, I know you can't really do this for NASCAR. Pick a corner and, now they have like 16, 17, or something like that. 14, 15, 16, I think it is. Just a camera on that. But you can have if you have access to all of them, why not have a leader cam? Now, I know you'd have to flip between cameras every once in a while, especially you don't have to do it, when they're doing the 8 times that they go back and forth. But I think it would be kind of cool if you could get just one camera or one channel, I guess you would say, that's dedicated to the leader of the race.
Yeah. I think likewise you need to have one on the last place car too.
I don't think we need to hear all those cuss words.
Well, no, but I mean, you think about that perspective. You're looking at it from the back of the field, and you're going to be first in on one of those wrecks, those big pileup wrecks too. You're going to see that. You need one in the middle, you need one in the back, and you need one in the front.
That is one thing. I do like the fact that Fox is doing that more now.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the wrecks. Like you get the in-car camera of the wrecks. And
they're showing some side view of it. But one thing I have enjoyed more, too, with their coverage, and this goes for all of them, because, last year they would be in a segment or somebody would be talking or they'd have some sort of something up on the screen and there'd be a wreck.
Yeah.
And the guy would go to report it from the turn and you never heard it. They'd have to pan back to the camera work last season was really, really bad.
They've tightened that up.
And they've gotten that much tighter. They've listened to fan complaints.
I did. What was the race after Daytona? That was Atlanta, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did like the fact that when there was a wreck when the wreck happened at the end of the race, they popped up the camera that was fixated on the caution light.
Yeah.
Because they were all sitting there and it to me added a little bit more drama.
Well,
who's going to beat the caution light?
Well, they've still got to get that straight because we had 2 races that were decided around a caution light on that last white flag, lap. Where was that? You thought one person had won it, but then, wait a minute, it went to caution, and you actually had someone else in the lead. That was a big deal. There was a discrepancy because the following week, it was the same rule, same situation, but it was applied differently because you had a wreck in the back of the pack.
Yep.
And they could have kept going and raced to the flag.
See, I kind of want them to race to the
I think they should race to the flag. I don't think there should be a caution unless
it's right there and up near the front and it's a hazard for a lot of cars. I understand that.
Well, I don't see what difference it's going to make. You waving the flag is not going to stop the wreck.
Right.
You let them just go ahead and race.
I mean, I get it's supposed to be a safety issue of why they don't race.
If they were continuing to go, you say they had 3 laps and that happened. Yeah, you throw the flag. But on the final lap, they're not going to do it again.
Because what?
Why not let them race to the flag? Race to the flag, the green flag.
It was what, Atlanta, where they had the wreck between 3 and 4.
Yep.
It's like there's only one turn left.
Yep, and they brought the flag out in that last turn.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense. So hopefully they'll get that straight. And that's either on the guy in the booth, but there again, he doesn't wave the flag until he gets told to.
That's on the race official.
Yeah, the race official did it.
Yeah.
But they've got to tighten that up.
The race official is the one that determines what's a caution and what's not a caution and who gets a black flag and all that. I've seen that so many times, even in Formula One. But hey, from the track to the courtroom.
Yeah.
The other sport that seems to be mired in legal wrangling right now, other than college football, FRM, the Front Row Motors. Let's try that again in English.
Okay.
Front Row Motorsports and 23XI have filed their response to NASCAR's appeal of the December injunction ruling that requires NASCAR to allow Front Row and 2311 to race as charter teams in 25, with each having 3 charters. That includes one of them being, each of them purchased in the offseason from Stuart Haas. A hearing on the appeal is set for May 9th in the U.S. Court of Appeals of Richmond. A decision will likely come weeks later. A trial in the case is set for December the 1st. So the hope of that any disputes won't extend into 26. I have bad news for you. The teams argue they deserve the injunction because it is likely they will win the case, that the Cup Series requires elite teams and 2025 charter agreement doesn't provide them the economic model to be elite. So there you go. That's the update from the lawsuit. I still don't think they have much of a chance.
I don't either.
It's because it's hard. It feels to me like they're trying to prove a negative, which is the most impossible thing to do on the planet, is prove a negative. So, I don't know. I'm not well versed in the lawyering side.
You probably, and you never will be. I think you got lawyers that aren't
lawyers
exactly.
that ain't lawyer enough.
Yeah, judges too.
But let's move over to baseball real quick now that we've done some NASCAR for the day. We got the schedule.
By the way, before you jump there, just NASCAR too, they threw this kind of in under the radar. They tweaked an open exemption provisional rule.
Is this
that with Daytona 500, Helio Castroneves got that provisional start?
This is the world-class driver rule.
Yeah, he used it to secure a starting spot. You have to request that provisional 90 days in advance now before an event.
Because that makes sense. I mean, I'll say that makes sense because at least with 90 days, that'll give you enough time to market the person that's going to be there. Like, especially if they're known stateside. Like, let's say Jimmy Johnson wanted to race another race. 90 days ago, hey, Jimmy Johnson's going to be racing at the, Delta Quadro Part 5000.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
And they said they would also, if there were more than 40 cars and they applied for that provisional, they would expand it to 41.
Again, that makes sense.
So, regardless of where it qualifies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So,
but you're not going to do it, at the Dixie Baseball 250.
No.
It's
going to be a big time.
Right. I like that. I mean, I really don't have a problem with that rule.
Me neither.
Because, again, I've said it before. If you're NASCAR and you want to say, hey, we are the elite motorsport league in the world, well, what better way to do it than to bring in, guys from other disciplines and say, hey, come on over. We'll prove it to you that we're the elite league. All right. Are you ready for some baseball?
Yes, I am.
All right. A lot of doubleheaders today for obvious reasons. The obvious reason being just keep listening tomorrow to any of our community broadcaster stations. All you'll hear all day is the EAS going off.
Probably.
Yeah, there's some nasty weather coming tomorrow. All right, here's the schedule. We start at noon. Anderson will be at Tusculum. Benedict will be at Savannah State, doubleheader. Francis Marion has a matter of fact, the following games are doubleheaders in the noon bracket. Benedict at Savannah State. Francis Marion at Belmont Abbey. Johnson at Columbia International. Voorhees at Rust. Wingate at Coker. Augusta at Claflin. There's your noon spot. 1 o'clock. We've got plenty of great baseball starting at 1 o'clock today. Barton is at North Greenville. And the following are double headers. Bob Jones versus Alice Lloyd. That sounds like a court case. It's at Kingsport, Tennessee.
Okay. It's true.
You remember the old Bobby Jones versus
Bob joined
Alice Lloyd tennis match?
Precedent.
Battle of the Sexes. Oh, dear. Carson Newman at Limestone. Gaston is at USC Salkehatchie. Georgia Southern is at Coastal. That, again, these are all double headers at 1 o'clock. Mars Hill will take on Newberry. USC Sumter is at Florence Darlington Tech. USC Union is at Lancaster. All those, again, doubleheaders, 1 o'clock. Also at 1 o'clock, Erskine will take on Southern Wesleyan. To the 2 p.m. window, we've got Charleston Southern heading up to High Point. Columbus State is at Lander. Dartmouth is at the College of Charleston. Got a couple doubleheaders here. Flagler is at USC Aiken at 2 o'clock. That's a doubleheader. North Georgia at Beaufort, 2 o'clock for game 1, 6 o'clock for game 2. Thank you for putting both times, by the way. I do like that. I guess 2 different games. PC is at Winthrop today at 2. Radford is at Upstate at 2. Wofford is at Elon at 2. 3 o'clock sees Notre Dame going to Clemson. Kennesaw State will be at the Citadel. And at 4 o'clock today, it's the Oklahoma Sooners taking on the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Yep.
That's the way things look. Boy, Oklahoma last night looked good. I have to admit that.
Yep, they did.
Your player of the day yesterday was Kyle Prouse out of Bob Jones. He had 2 hits and 3 RBIs, so it was a very quiet day. Games that we cared about around here. Clemson defeated Notre Dame 2-1 yesterday. Aiden Kanak again.
Had a good game. Yeah.
Oh, boy. He's going to be something this year.
Yep.
Kanak might be the ACC player of the year if he keeps it up the way he's going. Coastal defeats Georgia Southern 5-2. Coker 4. Wingate 2. Charleston defeated Dartmouth 2-1. Elon over Wofford 12-5. It was Florence Darlington Tech over USC Sumter yesterday in 8 innings by the final of 8-0. Francis Marion over Belmont Abbey 15-9. So even under the new coach, Francis Marion still
doing pretty well,
motoring right now. High Point defeated Charleston Southern 16-6. It was Oklahoma over South Carolina 8-5. PC over Winthrop 18-9. Radford defeated Upstate 7-4. A couple other scores. Check out the scoreboard from the ACC yesterday. Oh, go ahead.
You had Citadel beat Kennesaw State 4-3.
Yep.
It's another close one.
That's another good one right there. Here's the ACC scoreboard from yesterday. That longtime rivalry between California and Virginia.
Yeah.
It was the Bears over the Hoos 6-1. Florida State over Boston College 8-2. Georgia Tech over Pitt 10-1.
They didn't give a score there.
Louisville 8. I guess Louisville won yesterday. That may have been a doubleheader.
Okay.
Louisville, North Carolina, I think was a doubleheader. Louisville swept both games. Nope, I'm sorry, they split it. Louisville 8-7 in the first game. North Carolina 6-4 in game 2. NC State 11, Virginia Tech 1. Stanford 5, Duke 1. You know that long-time rivalry.
Yeah,
Stanford
that's been
Duke.
brewing for a while.
Wake Forest shuts out Miami 8-0. Over in the Southeastern Baseball Conference, Bama needed extras yesterday, but they take care of the former number 1 team. Boy,
A&M's been dropping some.
A&M has been hitting some high times as of late. 6-4 in extras. Auburn 6, Vanderbilt 2, Georgia 12, Kentucky 6, LSU 12, Missouri 5, Mississippi 10, Arkansas 6, Tennessee 5, Florida 3, and that is a series I've wanted to watch.
That's worth watching.
And maybe the best series in the SEC this weekend, Texas Ole Miss.
Yeah.
The Longhorns, coached by Jim Schlossnagle, took care of business yesterday, 8-7. That's your baseball for today, or for yesterday and today. I think it's a good time to take a break.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and do that. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. 843-407-5812, 843-407-5812. That's the number to call in. I think a few more minutes left to call. We'll figure out what we're talking about at the break.
Yeah.
Something like that. Back in a moment.
Nothing says tradition like your hometown Piggly Wiggly. Take it from the pig. When it comes to value and freshness, you can't beat Piggly Wiggly. They've been bringing home the bacon for millions of American families for over 100 years. Today, they're one of the best-known and best-loved brands in America. Stop by your local Piggly Wiggly today and take home the freshest meats, vegetables, and produce, along with great deals on all your favorite brands. Each week, the pig features new specials, perfect for your tailgating parties and family mealtime.
Your new Chevrolet from Jones Chevrolet comes with our exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Now that's peace of mind. Jones Chevrolet offers their extraordinary 20-year, 200,000-mile powertrain warranty on your new Chevrolet at no cost to you. Plus, at Jones Chevrolet, you won't pay a dealer fee, saving you even more. See us online at joneschevy.com or hurry in to Jones Chevrolet in Sumter. More car, less money, guaranteed. Is this commercial? Corvettes and Supercharged Camaros do not apply. Non-transferable. See dealer for details.
In the heart of South Carolina, where the spirit of celebration thrives, there's a place unlike any other. Mickey Finn's your one-stop party destination with 3 locations, Cashua Drive, Pamplico Highway, and their huge beverage warehouse on Dr. Johnny Bruce Road next to Buc-ee's. Step into a world of endless possibilities where the shelves are filled with the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor, each bottle carrying its own story of flavor and enjoyment. Sign up today for Mickey Finn's customer rewards. Mickey Finn says, we drink all we can and sell the rest.
Hey, Carolina, are you a boneless lover, or do you like flats and drums? Whether it's game day, date night, party night, or good old family night, SC House of Wings has you covered with over 20 delicious flavors to choose from sweet red chili, honey barbecue, mambo, Carolina Reaper, garlic parmesan, buffalo, Jamaican jerk, Uncle Albert's, lemon pepper, and more. Have you tried our smoked turkey wing bites, fried corn, crab rice, or the chicken bar? Order online at scHouseOfWings.com. And for delivery, use DoorDash, Grubhub, or Uber Eats. SC House of Wings, Carolina's #1 wing spot. Boom, boom.
Just around the corner is the 8th annual South Carolina Bridal Showcase, sponsored by Community Broadcasters and River's Edge Wedding Venue. Sunday, April 27th at the Florence Center in Florence, South Carolina. Get your tickets today. It will be another one-stop shop extravaganza at the largest bridal showcase in South Carolina. And you'll experience a packed venue of bridal show vendors, including fashion shows, demonstrations, door prizes. Experience the famous Monster Cake Dive, sponsored by Icing Ink Bakery and Dessert Bar. Get your tickets now at a pre-show discount. Go to scbridalshowcase.com and get your tickets today and save. For vendor space info, go to scbridalshowcase.com/sponsorships. Remember, Sunday, the 27th of April, the South Carolina Bridal Showcase at the Florence Center. Get your discounted tickets at scbridalshowcase.com. That's scbridalshowcase.com. Sunday, April 27th. No children under 12 allowed.
South Carolina listeners from the Midlands and the PD have saved thousands of dollars on products and services provided by local businesses at carolinasaves.com. 100% of every item on carolinasaves.com is at least 50% off. There's restaurants, health and beauty products, entertainment items, and so much more. It's worth it to check out the website and bookmark it on your device because new items are added every week. Every day, listeners save cash at carolinasaves.com. Go there now, carolinasaves.com.
They're like Elon Musk. Well, they're human. Game Day in the Carolinas.
That is the most underrated Joan Jett song, right there.
Yeah, I like that one better than I Love Rock and Roll.
Yeah.
So, I've never been a huge Joan Jett fan.
I Love Rock and Roll was a cover.
Yeah, it was a cover.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, let's go take a phone call. Good morning, Ronald. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine. Doing okay, man. Just, a little bereavement with a close friend of mine, also daddy, but other than that, we're okay.
Well, add that person to the prayer list. Appreciate you sharing that.
That's right. Yeah. And also, you mentioned brief. I heard you mention about a Joan Jett song. Which one is that? What you all were playing?
I hate myself for loving you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm glad you didn't play I Love Rock and Roll. I hate that song.
Me too. I don't like it.
God,
I don't even think we have that in our rotation anymore.
We don't need to have that anywhere near a rotation.
Oh, you know what? I was supposed to. Oh, I just realized something.
Uh-oh.
Monday was St. Patrick's Day, and I said I was going to dig into and I totally forgot to dig into my vault.
Uh-huh.
I could probably do it for the next segment.
Well,
at least one.
You can play it for next Saturday if you want.
Yeah,
to.
at least one Irish song from the Dubliners, because I got a ton of stuff.
That'll be all right.
Yeah, I got a ton of stuff from the Dubliners, the Pogues. That's you.
Pogues. That song from the Pogues is always the popular one.
Actual Irish folk bands.
Yeah, that's true.
Not the Dropkick Murphys.
Well, I mean, they do pretty good too.
They're good, but they're from Boston.
But you can still be Irish and be from Boston.
I know you can.
I mean, come on.
I know you can.
I'm Irish and I'm from South Carolina. So.
I'm just saying. I'd rather just have somebody from Ireland do a.
It's just an awesome thing. You got with St. Patrick's Day. Monday you got to get a bunch of Irish people together along with other races of people just going out there just having a good time.
Yeah, it's the funny thing because this is the week where we drink the most, anyways. It's not just. And believe me, y'all, before anybody jumps on me, yes, I know a lot of sober people in Ireland. I'm not saying they're all drunk.
Me too.
But you got the NCAA selection shows tomorrow night. So we're all going to be drinking for that.
Probably.
St. Patrick's Day is Monday. Again, that and Cinco de Mayo, we, just use that as an excuse to drink. And then Thursday and Friday this week. I'm just going to say this right now. I'm going to call just about everybody out here. You ain't getting no work done Thursday and Friday.
That's true.
Especially Thursday.
Don't run the lie that you're going to sit there in the afternoon and get work done. And you know how I know this? Because your boss is going to be doing the same thing.
That's true. Most of them are.
They know the people have come up with this mysterious sickness.
Yeah. It is the Thursday and Friday of the first round of the NCAA tournament is even less productive than the day after the Super Bowl.
I agree with that too.
Yep. Well, no, that's
I'd venture to say I know that I may not be the one that with enough merit to say this, but I'd say that the most fun time when you compare sports, I look at the Thursday and Friday of March Madness as more enjoyable than the actual Super Bowl.
I would agree. I when it gets deeper in, I start missing the first two rounds or so. I miss that electricity around it. You want to rewind it and go back.
Right.
So I wish I could do it again.
Because if there's any indication of what we've seen so far in some of these conference tournaments, and even some of the games ending the regular season, some of these buzzer beaters like with St. John's, and I know there are a few others you can think of. Why wouldn't we think that there'd be some buzzer beaters in this March Madness as they begin on Thursday?
This is going to be a nuts
fun
NCAA. I think that's the one thing I'm kind of dreading about Clemson losing last night.
Mm-hmm.
Is I think they've been teetering between a 4 and a 5 for the last 2 weeks now.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They put them on the 5 line.
5-12 game, God.
Yeah, it's always that 5-12 curse because there's always going to be that 1-12.
Yeah.
Yep.
That just has the better day.
You'll get that 12 to upset that 5, and in some cases you have the 12 seed that's favored over the 5 seed.
Well,
we had that last year.
Let me throw this at both of y'all. With the advent now, because we've seen some of the players. There was one of the players that we're talking about this week. I didn't get to read the whole story, but he had a really bad tournament. And they were saying he was getting like $2.5 million in NIL money. and people were being really critical because the player admitted the pressure got to him of the conference tournament. But with all that being said, with the NIL that's in there, if these teams go out, these colleges go out and they build super teams, are we getting away from that 5-12 magic, the Cinderella story in college basketball? Will that be weeded out, or will you start seeing more of it?
I think you'll see.
I hope not.
Because I still think,
it's got to affect it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're almost used to 5-12 now. I think if you're a 2, we used to can remember the 15s that beat the 2s. I won't bring up a certain Coppin State.
Oh,
thanks.
we know a few of those.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, we had to go there.
Yeah.
That still stings.
I still think, but here's the thing, Woody. I think 15/2 is going to become a lot more common.
Well, remember I kept saying on your weekly show some years ago, at some point, a 16 will be the 1.
And it happened.
And it happened the year before Virginia won the championship.
Yeah. Here's the funny thing. If Virginia gets Odom as their head coach, do you realize they would be hiring the guy that beat them when they were a 16?
Yeah. Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Yep.
People forget that Odom was at Maryland Eastern Shore when they beat Virginia.
Oh, wow.
I think you'll see it increase possibly too for different reasons. We were talking about earlier this morning with basketball, and Ronald, you chime in on this too. Ball movement is horrible.
Oh, it's terrible.
All these teams, and that's the way you beat a defense.
Woody, I've always thought that with the landscape of the NBA, but I didn't think it would trickle down to the college game.
Oh, it's gotten just where just fundamentals are they're fundamentally lazy when it comes to making passes.
Well, and you know what? I'm gonna do something real quick here. I'm probably speaking out of turn because I'm speaking out of school, I guess, so to speak. I kind of blame the AAU. I don't think these guys, when they're playing 2 and 3 games a day, I don't think they have time to learn the fundamentals anymore.
You know what? I'm glad you said that because there was a guy that was at our church. I made a comment about AAU back here maybe about 7 or 8 years ago, and maybe he was close to some AAU people, and he took a real exception to me saying that. He was upset with me. He came back about maybe a few months later and said, "Man, I apologize for that because I shouldn't have gone off on you like that." And I'm thinking maybe you found out some things about AAU that I was trying to point out to you. And this been a number of years ago.
Well, if you watch much tape online of any of these big AAU tournaments with some of these big names, you watch the players with the ball, they don't look to pass.
No.
It's how much tape can I get with me holding the ball in front of these college scouts looking? They don't look to be a teammate. They look for themselves.
Individual stats.
Yeah.
At least with high school ball, you got a coach that cares more about the fundamentals because that's really what you're learning in high school ball anyways. You're learning the fundamentals. Right. And it just and you're right, Woody. It's what it feels like with AAU. AAU, it feels more kind of I don't know, this is for lack of a better term. It feels more like street ball.
There's a lot of showboating going on.
And what they do, the powers that be with the AAU, they exploit those kids, and the kids all they're doing is going after whatever the next big thing is for them, and it may not always be the right way to go about it, but I hold the powers that be and supposed to be the responsible adults accountable for that.
I agree. I'm with you there 100%, and that's why I think you may see these teams get built all these super players. It's going to take a special coach and a special group of guys with that kind of talent at that level to hold it together. That's why I think a Duke has been able to do what they've been able to do. We've seen it fizzle at Kentucky. It's absolutely horrible at Kentucky now.
Kentucky had that's the main reason why they didn't win so many because they got all these one and done guys.
That's right. You can't continue to do that.
Got the one championship out of it.
Yep.
What's the one major rule about championship teams? You get old and you grow old together.
That's right.
And I think that's why I don't think the mid-major guys are scared to play. You know how we talk about in college football all the time? They don't want to do a spring game now because somebody might see my talent. That's why I don't think the mid-major guys are scared to play the big boys. Because
and explain this to me. You think about John Calipari, all the money he's made and everything, got the one championship at Kentucky, played for, but coaching another one, the one that they should have won, but didn't, and had other good teams. The Devin Booker team, that was one I'd never forget that should have won a title. But how does he come out with just one title with the one and done at Kentucky as it was? But yet you fast forward, Connecticut went back to back.
Because they got old and they stayed old.
They got guys that came and stuck together.
Because how many guys on Connecticut? Because you look at certain schools, you can go, okay, their starting lineup is draft pick number 1, draft pick number 3, draft pick number 10, that sort of thing. But you look at a UConn, and it's like
they're suffering now.
Well, UConn is an elite team, but these aren't NBA guys.
Yeah,
they're not. You may get one or two that go into the NBA, but you don't expect them to be stars in the NBA if they are drafted.
How many off the Duke starting 5 right now go to the NBA? I'm betting 2, maybe 3.
Flag will be obvious.
Knipp or whatever his name is, Knipp or something like that.
Knapp
is a Knipp or one of those. They got it. Yeah. They really stepped up his game.
Yeah, I think it's Knapp. Yeah,
Knipp, something like that.
Yeah, he'll be in the NBA. Some of these guys will get a cup of coffee, but they're probably more D-League players.
But I'm talking about,
a
legit, respectable career where you collect a pension.
Maybe 2 on Duke.
And what about the early exit from the NCAA tournament with Duke when they had Zion Williamson and there's other players there?
Yeah. Well,
and by the way, Zion's hurt again, isn't he?
He's gotten in better shape than he's ever been in, I think, but he may be hurt again. You're right.
Even though it's his weight, it fluctuates.
Yeah.
And how about this, fellas? Now, I don't watch NBA.
Me neither.
I don't watch it at all now. You hear storylines from it. You can turn on these sports clips here or there. You'll hear about it if you don't have a paramount interest in watching it. But when I got up one morning this weekend, I couldn't believe what I heard, that the Boston Celtics, I forget who they were playing. It may have been Oklahoma City game, whatever. I think it may have been that game. That how many 3-pointers Oklahoma took, I don't remember what that exact number was. I know it was a lot. But the Celtics, losing that game, took 63 3-pointers. How insane
That's the game. That's the game today, because
they're shooting from half court, too.
Well, it's that Mike D'Antoni offense.
Yeah.
And
it's hard to watch, man.
It is. It especially when you, because it's feast or famine. That's what I can't stand about 3-point shooters. Is it's feast or famine. You're going to be red hot. You're going to be Steph Curry one night and shoot for 92 points.
Yeah.
Or you're just going to clang everything and well, what's going to happen when you shoot enough bricks to build a skyscraper?
Yeah, but all the years we've watched basketball, we've heard the guys talk about it, and this is the college level, high school level, pro level. It's all the same. What do you always feed? You feed the hot hand.
Right.
And you got to figure out who's hot. And that's the one you keep going to. In basketball, you keep going to that well.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? They should have looked back. I know 30 or plus years ago in the NBA Finals, mind you, the night of the O.J. Simpson Bronco ride, when John Starks was like 2 for 18 shooting.
Yeah.
And that game was really a close game. And I'm saying to myself, John, it's not your night. Stop shooting.
Yeah,
Stop shooting.
exactly.
Okay?
Pass
Maybe you win the championship.
Yeah, you're right. Oh,
and that's way back in 1994.
A pivot on something else I saw on the NBA this week, too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually going to surprise y'all. I actually agreed this week with Cam Newton. Because Cam came out in support of Stephen A. Smith with that whole brush up that he had with LeBron over talking about Bronny and saying LeBron didn't need to have his kid in the league, more or less. If you can't take the criticism, they don't need to be. And I totally agree with that.
I agree with that, too.
So I got to give it to him.
Why would you, like LeBron James, you were called the chosen one when you were in high school, ESPN showing you games, going to the NBA, but some 20-plus years later, you have such thin skin.
Well,
I'm like, what is that? Please,
it wasn't bad enough, too, that in that same game when he had that confrontation with Smith, that LeBron faked. Well, he flopped one of the biggest all-time flops I've ever seen in basketball. pretended to get hit in the face when he didn't even get touched in his face. And the foul got called on the offensive player.
Obviously, because LeBron tax.
But I've seen that same thing going on in the college game. In the tournament this past week.
They learned that.
Also, I heard in that same game that I had one of my sisters tell me about this, that before he got into this little whatever with Stephen A. Smith, it was like it was premeditated. He looked up, make sure that the camera was on him, looked over at the crowd, and then went at Stephen A. Smith. I'm like, man, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yes. No, we've
I've had it with LeBron. I'm sorry, I just don't see that as a king. I don't see him as the greatest of all time. To me, if you've got to make an argument for it, you're probably not it.
That's it.
And people would unanimously agree based on your body of work, But if you got to make an argument for it, you're probably not there.
No.
I'm with you. I agree with you 100% with it. I mean, but you have these folks that push back about about LeBron James. But the worst thing that could happen to LeBron James, in my opinion, was him being way back when before he came to the NBA, calling him the chosen one.
Yeah.
And then you went from the chosen one to King James. I'm like, what did you get as an end result? Some 20 plus years later.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you only won it because you had teams of other superstars around you. I mean, for a while there, he had basically had an all-star team assembled around him.
Yeah, the super team.
The other thing about LeBron James too, it's like that's why many star players, as you call them, don't want to play with him, because if you play ball with them, if you win the game or make a run for the title or whatever, LeBron James takes the credit. If you lose, LeBron doesn't have enough shooters. It's not his fault.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And I think about who Jordan surrounded himself with, and I mean, Pippen was arguably a good player, but he was not as good a player without Jordan.
Right.
But Steve Kerr, kind of the same thing. He'd have been average guard in any other league. Mm-hmm. But then you get the big guys. Luka Doncic. I mean, really?
Horace Grant.
Horace was a pretty good player. I won't throw over Horace.
Who Grant was? I mean, like Bill Winnington.
Yeah, that's another one.
Was probably
Luke Longley.
Luke Longley, not Doncic. I was the guy that mixed up. Luke Longley is who I'm thinking about.
The same kind of player.
Yeah, hands of stone European player.
Right.
But that was his. But his job was kind of taken by Dennis Rodman.
Yeah,
I mean that's
Tony Kukoc.
Kukoc out there for 3.
So honestly, for my money, the top 2 players on the Bulls squad in all those years never was Jordan Pippen. It was always Jordan and
Horace.
No. Jordan and we just said his name, and I just had a complete brain wipe. It was always had the crazy hair and the color. Rodman. Jordan and Rodman were the 2 superstars of that team. Rodman had a career before he got to the Bulls.
Because Rodman would Kukoc would shoot it for 3, and then Rodman would go get the rebound. He
did all the dirty work.
But you know what? Well, Dennis Rodman, even though he is a Hall of Famer, no doubt in my mind,
Mine too.
Hall of Famer, is he still going to be one of the most underrated players of all
Completely.
time?
Oh, no question. In fact, I think it was a championship series against Seattle, he would tell his teammates, look, shoot the ball. Don't worry about it. I'll get the rebound. I'll get it.
He is
and would.
The greatest. I don't even think I would say the greatest rebounder of all time.
He has to be.
I mean, because he would go get things, and this is the one thing. Yeah, sure. We can always talk about him being in the dress with Madonna and him.
Yeah, he was out there
running around with Hulk Hogan all that time and all that stuff. But when it came time to play, there was nobody better.
I mean, you probably could have won a couple more championships if you'd have had 4 Rodmans and 1 Jordan.
Oh my God! You would have had an undefeated team.
In fact, Michael Jordan would, in so many words, would say to Dennis Rodman, what you do off the court, I don't care. As long as you're ready to work when come time to play basketball, that's all that matters, and that's what Dennis Rodman did.
Mm-hmm. Didn't he talk smack to Rodman, make him mad? Seemed like it was some story about that where Jordan would talk trash to Rodman and make him mad, so he'd go out and play hard.
He would do that before every game.
and Rodman would talk smack to players. He would be defending like Alonzo Mourning. He he kept going after him. He said they would ask him, "Why would you do that?" He said, "Well, if you don't let me get in your head, if you play better basketball, you don't let me get in your head, I'll stop doing it."
Yeah, I would have loved if they could have done that in the NBA, where you had Jordan mic'd up. I would have loved to have heard some of the trash talk conversations with those guys.
No, it ain't Mike I want to hear from. I want to hear Bird.
Yeah, Bird would have been worse.
Bird was a trash talker. He was. Oh, goodness.
Gosh. Yeah. Y'all disrespected me. You put the white boy on me.
Yeah.
But what would he tell them? Like during the when All-Star games had some
the 3-point shooting contest where he'd come out and go, "All right, who's playing for second?
All right, who's playing for second?" Goodness. Wow.
That would have been worth its weight in gold to have had that.
Man, good.
You know, I'll say this because I've watched a little bit since I've bought HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a little bit of that Showtime, the Lakers thing.
Right.
I think they kind of did Bird a little dirty. Now I know Larry was an a-hole, but man, they made him like he was some cousin loving redneck from Indiana.
That's wrong.
And I'm like, dude, man, this is one of the greatest players of all time we're talking about here.
Oh, no question. Oh yeah, and also I tell you this too about those Laker teams back then. I mean, Magic Johnson, got the glory, and I'm not minimizing what he accomplished. He was outstanding. I mean, a great player. Kareem, I don't have to say anything about his career, but by far, the most underrated Laker player at that time, in my opinion, was James Worthy.
Oh, without a doubt,
Worthy.
Yeah.
As far as a bench scorer too, Rambis.
Kurt Rambis, yeah.
Yeah.
Who I didn't think made a bad coach.
No,
I'll be honest.
But I would agree with you there. Worthy, I think, did not get a lot of the love.
He didn't. Every once in a while they would call him Big Game James, but he didn't get the credit that I thought he deserved because he had some. To say he had some big games for that team would be an understatement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I would agree.
But to hear about 63 3-point shots, I mean, why would anybody waste their time watching basketball? That is not basketball.
I agree. I miss it. There's so much that's changed around it. I yearn for those old days where, in the 80s you had Jordan and Bird, those still around, and Johnson.
Yeah, moving the ball around the perimeter, going inside, outside game. I like that fundamental stuff.
I do too.
I don't want you to slow it down but the 1930 basketball, but I wanted to be some action with some perimeter game, but yet inside, outside, in. I mean, I want it to be a rounded, fundamental type of game that it was, but we don't see that anymore.
Yeah. I'd like to go back. I need to go back, too, on YouTube and some of those and go back and watch some of the old Maravich games, too. I loved watching him move the ball around.
Which one?
Pete Maravich.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
That's a human highlight reel.
It's still Pete Maravich.
That's still one of the greatest.
Nobody's even come close to him, I don't think.
That one clip they've got of Pete Maravich in that training video that the legendary Celtics head coach did.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, where he's dribbling it between his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, huh?
It's so great.
Who would have been the next one after him? I mean,
players like Pete Maravich dribbling between his legs, and you hear a guy like Rick Barry shooting the ball between his legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't mean so much from the trick passes and all, but somebody who just was a really good assist leader that was
Stockton?
Stockton would have been the next one that came to mind.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Magic wasn't bad, but Magic was a different element all the way around.
Right. Stockton was a pure passer.
Yeah.
He was a pure passer. Karl Malone would stand on the highest mountain and shout it to the world.
Yeah.
What kind of passer Stockton was.
I'm just trying to think of other point guards back in my mind. I mean, the big deal when I was coming up, I remember the point guard. You remember this probably too. Tiny Archibald.
I do. The Boston. Oh, yeah.
He was good. He could feed the ball really well.
Player, but my goodness. He was awesome. To be such a little guy and play that way.
Muggsy didn't play bad.
Muggsy didn't play. He wasn't really a pure passer, though. That's the problem with Muggsy. There's nobody on that Charlotte team. I'm talking about like those mid-'90s Charlotte teams that
we're probably missing one. We're not thinking of somebody, and when we find it, it's going to hurt our feelings. It was that obvious. So,
so right. Yep.
But anyway, I miss for that, and I miss watching it. But then I try to watch a game now, and I'm like, what am I doing?
You can't, man. You can't. I mean, when you're just running around the court jacking up 3-point shots, man, okay, that's whatever.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of basketball I came up with, and I'm talking about basketball where you have, the words you guys use, fundamentals, where you have the fundamentals, but yet you have action with it.
Yeah, but when you get players that get online and that's all made fun of, they do interviews and you hear them say, "We're talking about practice." Practice, not games. Practice.
I'm so glad they parodied that
and that's a parody. So you can admit that I don't try. I'm here. I just show up for games, and that's funny.
But you know what? Isn't that the funniest thing? Allen Iverson might be the greatest player I've ever seen that didn't put that much effort into things.
Yeah, it must be nice to be blessed with that kind of gift.
It must be.
No, imagine if he had put more effort in it. I give you a big man. And I thought if he had put more effort all around game, he would have been, even though he's in the Hall of Fame and that sort of thing with championships. But Shaquille O'Neal.
I agree.
Yeah,
I would agree with that.
Shaq Daddy.
The big guys always seem to deal with a lot of injury, and he always seemed to have something going on with his feet.
Well, because when you're big like that, you're going to have major injuries all the time.
He still looks like he has trouble getting around.
We got to get to the break, Ronald. We appreciate it.
No problem, fellas. But you guys have a good weekend, and look to talk with you. You'll be on next Saturday, right?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Every Saturday till they fire us.
look to talk with you guys then.
All right.
Thanks,
Take care.
Ronald.
God bless you.
God bless you too, buddy.
All right. There we go. It's game day in the Carolinas.
I'm sorry.
Say something.
No, I'm good.
It's our favorite time of the week coming up.
Ready to ignite your drive? The best Toyota deals are here at Florence Toyota. We're not just turning heads, we're breaking records with deals that can't be beat. We'll crush any other Toyota dealer's offer or pay you $500 guaranteed. No dealer fees, no payments for 90 days on any new Toyota. Zero down and just $389 a month for a 2025 Tacoma lease or a cruise away in a brand new Tundra for only $469 a month. Plus, save up to $8,000 on select Toyota trucks. Don't wait. Florence Toyota's deals are always just bigger and just better. Shop 24/7 at FlorenceToyota.com or swing by 2300 West Palmetto Street in Florence. See dealer for complete details and specific stock numbers.
In the heart of South Carolina, where the spirit of celebration thrives, there's a place unlike any other. Mickey Finn's your one-stop party destination with 3 locations, Cashua Drive, Pamplico Highway, and their huge beverage warehouse on Dr. Johnny Bruce Road next to Buc-ee's. Step into a world of endless possibilities where the shelves are filled with the largest selection of beer, wine, and liquor, each bottle carrying its own story of flavor and enjoyment. Sign up today for Mickey Finn's customer rewards. Mickey Finn says, "We drink all we can and sell the rest."
Are you feeling run down? Struggling to keep up with life's demands? At Practical Purpose Solutions, they're here to help you reset, physically and mentally. Kendra Robinson, family nurse practitioner, and her amazing staff specialize in nutrient infusion therapy, designed to restore your energy and health with up to 100% vitamin absorption. Whether you're battling fatigue, post-cold symptoms, anxiety, or depression, or just need the energy boost, they have the perfect IV infusion for you. From sports recovery to immune support, GI and respiratory recovery, jet lag relief, and even post-surgery aid, their infusions are customized for your specific needs. Or are you looking to enhance your beauty routine, relax and rejuvenate in as little as 45 to 60 minutes? They offer concierge services as well. At Practical Purpose Solutions, book your appointment today at practicalpurposesolutions.com or call 843-799-2210. They're conveniently located at 2011 Second Loop Road, Suite A. Practical Purpose Solutions, where vitality meets convenience.
The big sales event at High Point Furniture is happening now. Get unbeatable prices on quality furniture with a staff that's ready to help you find your dream pieces. Need it fast? They've got same-day delivery. Bad credit? No problem. Voted best of the PD year after year and serving the community for over 25 years. Visit them at 1916 West Evans Street in Florence and 873 Broad Street in Sumter. High Point, High Point, High Point, where the deals are hot and the savings never stop.
Need to boost your business with powerful advertising? I'm Flory Kavanaugh, your top media expert at Community Broadcasters across South Carolina. I specialize in creating custom radio and digital marketing strategies that get results. Whether you're looking to build your brand, increase your sales, or grow your audience, I've got you covered. Call the best today. You can reach me at 843-678-9393 extension 236. And let's take your business to the next level. That's 843-678-9393 extension 236. And let's get started.
Hey everybody, it's Matt from Gameday in the Carolinas. Jump on the tailgate with Woody and me every Saturday morning from 10 to noon. Right here on the PD's 96.3 ESPN radio, we will have all your news and notes to get your sports weekend started right.
Brought to you by Jones Chevrolet, Mickey Fins, Mr. Sparky, Daniel Wealth Management, CRW Insurance, Piggly Wiggly, Boykin Air Conditioning Services, FTC, and McLaughlin Ford.
Mark your calendars. The Cowboys are saddling up and heading our way. The BC Society and Community Broadcasters proudly present the 28th Annual Black Cowboy Rodeo. Save the date, May 24th. Get ready for heart-pounding rodeo action, family fun, and cowboy culture at its best.
76% of employees have struggled with at least one issue that affected their mental health. When you share, you're not alone. Ask about your company's emotional health benefits. Visit heart.org/sharing. Brought to you by the American Heart Association.
All right, it's that time of the week, good sir.
It's Men with Shirts Idiot of the Week, brought to you by Men with Shirts, Mr. Rob Weiland. Give him a call at 843-260-1105. Check out his Facebook page, it's Men with Shirts, or his website, menwithshirts.com. If you're a small business, if you're a church, you're a family reunion, organization, if you need your logo on a t-shirt, a hat, a cup, or koozie, Rob can help you lay out and design that logo and then get that image onto your whatever affordably. If you're a small business and you don't need to buy 5,000 of these things, he can get 1 or 2 or 3 of these printed for you very affordably. I promise you, Rob will not let you down. Give him a call, 843-260-1105, or check out his Facebook page or his website. It's Men with Shirts.
I got a good one for him.
All right.
I survived the great watermelon tossing.
Oh, this sounds like a good one.
Stop me if you've heard this before. A Florida woman has been charged with domestic battery after allegedly throwing a watermelon at her boyfriend.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
That's how we know it's spring, folks. During a verbal confrontation Sunday evening, Shelley Hardwick allegedly picked up a whole watermelon. Wonder how small they make small watermelons.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Table size.
Yeah. And threw it in the direction of the victim. The 56-year-old man, who's being not identified, quickly moved out of the way of the incoming watermelon. It's a direct quote. The weight of which was not disclosed in the arrest affidavit. She spent 1 night in jail and has been told by a judge to stay away.
Well, on a local level, Thursday, people that went to have some barbecue over at the Dixie Pig over on Celanese Road in Rock Hill were greeted by this large truck that had images of pigs on it and speakers blaring squealing pigs. And they thought, wow, this is an advertisement for people to go buy more barbecue. One person said, I'm not really sure what the message is. Is this another barbecue company?
What is this, Waco?
This is cool. Well, turns out it's PETA. PETA brought this big truck. They're calling it the Hell on Wheels Tour. They plan to hit 42 cities in 2 months with this to try to get people to not eat barbecue. And they started their tour out in Rock Hill. Now, yesterday, I think they were in Greenville, and they plan to hit one more place in the upstate today. And they're hitting all these. They hit like 14 different restaurants in the Rock Hill area with this. Now, just to be clear, it did not land on people in there very well at all because they thought, honestly, it meant go buy more barbecue. They had no idea that that's what they were trying to prevent. And just for a little bit of, honesty here in advertising, they're not all about saving animals. According to bestfriends.org, last year, PETA rescued 3,117 dogs and cats were taken in. They put down 2,471 of those dogs and cats. That's a save rate of less than 21%.
That's why I'm.
They're not saving animals, folks.
That's why I'm a member of the other PETA.
They're
people for the eating of tasty animals.
Yeah. 62%, according to this website, of shelters in the U.S. right now have a no-kill threshold of 90%.
Wow.
If that tells you anything. There's my idiot.
On that bombshell. For Woody, I'm Matt. See you next week.
Hey, it's Tony Zach with Mr. Sparky, your on-time electrician. Winter is here, and winterizing your home isn't just about plumbing. Your electrical system works hard in the winter and should be maintained and inspected. Have peace of mind.